If the thought of a canceled plan gives you instant relief, not disappointment, relief. If a quiet Friday night at home feels better than any crowded room ever could, listen closely. You aren't lazy, you aren't antisocial, and you definitely aren't broken. There is a specific psychological profile for people who love staying home, and once you understand it, you'll never feel guilty again. Society tells you that life happens out there, in the noise, in the movement, in the pictures people post to prove they were somewhere. But psychology tells a very different story. Because the people who love staying home, they aren't avoiding life, they're protecting something. Here's what most people don't realize. The moment you leave your house, you start performing. You manage your tone, your facial expressions, your reactions. You read the room, you adjust yourself to fit it. Psychologists call this self-monitoring, and for some people, it's not just tiring, it's exhausting. If you're highly self-aware, if you feel everything deeply, if you notice everything, that constant performance slowly drains your nervous system. That's why home feels different. At home, the mask comes off. You're not an employee, not a friend, not a stranger trying to be likable. You're just you. And that psychological release, most people don't even realize how badly they need it. Now let's talk about control. Outside, you control almost nothing. The noise, the lighting, the temperature, the conversations you didn't choose to overhear. These are small things, but they stack up. Psychologists call them micro-stressors, and they keep your body in low-level fight or flight. But at home, you control the environment. The lights, the sounds, the silence, the pace. This isn't about being a control freak, it's about nervous system regulation. Your home isn't a hiding place, it's a recovery chamber. A sensory sanctuary in a world that's getting louder, faster, and more demanding every year. And here's where the biggest myth falls apart. People assume staying home means doing nothing, but research shows that people who enjoy solitude often score high in creativity, introspection, emotional intelligence, and something called need for cognition. That means your brain is naturally active. While others need external stimulation to feel alive, your mind creates its own. You're thinking, processing, reflecting, creating. That quiet evening on the couch, it's not empty time, it's processing time. Without it, your mind feels cluttered, overloaded, restless. You're not recharging by escaping the world, you're recharging by returning to yourself. We live in the age of FOMO, fear of missing out, but homebodies have discovered something better, JOMO, the joy of missing out. You've realized something most people haven't yet, that a lot of going out is just social performance, small talk, noise, low-value interactions dressed up as connection. You don't have a social battery problem, you have a low tolerance for shallow experiences. You'd rather have one deep conversation on a couch than 50 surface-level ones in a room where you can't even hear yourself think. That's not isolation, that's discernment. Now let's be honest, sometimes staying home is about protection, from overstimulation, from emotional unpredictability, from a world that once demanded too much. Some people feel deeply, so deeply that chaos doesn't excite them, it overwhelms them. Their nervous system craves stability, and home provides that. Control, safety, emotional breathing room. And sometimes, yes, the outside world disappointed them. A broken trust, a friendship that took more than it gave, a moment where their feelings were too big for others to hold. So they built a space where they didn't have to apologize for who they are. That's not weakness, that's emotional intelligence. But here's the important distinction. Solitude is not loneliness. Loneliness is feeling unseen. Solitude is choosing peace. You can feel lonely in a crowded room and whole in an empty one. People who love staying home often have something rare, self-companionship. They can sit with their thoughts, their emotions, their silence, and still feel complete. That's a skill most people never develop. So if you're someone who finds joy in small rituals, morning coffee, your favorite spot on the couch, the way the light hits the room at sunset, if you'd rather stay in without guilt, if you feel most alive in stillness, nothing is wrong with you. You're not missing out on life, you're living it intentionally. You're not hiding from the world, you're conserving your energy so that when you do step out, you bring your best self, not a burnt-out version of it. Your home is your battery, your solitude is your strength, and your boring night in, it's actually emotional self-care at the highest level. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, you already know why. Tell me, what's the one thing about your home that makes you never want to leave?